Hi everybody, it's Tommy Jo from Bird Street Studio, and I'm here to do day 25 of altered pocket and texture fragments. That would be Merry Christmas, day 25, but I'm doing it early because I don't want to work on Christmas. And I'm also going to do day 26 early as well. Anyways, the thing that had me curious is I kind of was stumped over that altered pocket and texture fragments. I mean, I can make a pocket, but that's not altering a pocket. And I participated in Dephemerember 2024, and I have a lot of pockets in that journal, and I'm not sure which one I altered and added texture to because a couple of them had fabric on them, so I'm just not really sure. So I looked back and was trying to see if I could remember what I did, and I can't. Anyways, so I know that I have seen Barbara alter a jean pocket. I don't know if she did it last year or whatever, but I did have a pair of jeans here, like that I've already cut up to make a journal, and I had some pockets on them. So I thought, why don't I just cut this pocket off and use that, and I'll alter it. I don't know how I'll alter it, but I will. And what I like about it is it already has the fabric here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to cut one of these pockets off. So I need to measure it though. How wide is it? Wow, that's 5.5. So if I use that in a journal, that width is going to be too wide for a page. So I would have to use it sideways, and maybe we need to give that some thought. Anyways, I mean, I suppose if I was smaller, my pocket would be smaller. Hello. I am going to leave a little bit of fabric because I'm not really sure what we're going to do to alter this. So I'm going to have to give this some thought. Okay. We have a pocket. Maybe I could cut this a little closer. And do the same with this side. And then I was thinking, how would I put this in a journal that was just a page? And I'm thinking, well, you know what? I could make this a journal topper and make something to go inside depending on what journal I use it for. So that's what I'm going to do, I think. I was trying to look and see how these threads are in here. It looks like they're embroidered. Okay, I need to give this some thought. So I'm going to do that, and when I have some ideas, I'll come back and we will attack this. I think that it's a good idea in terms of trying to make it a topper for a journal. Okay, in trying to figure out what I was going to do with this pocket, I just tried a few things, and I just wanted to show you before I got going because I was getting excited about it, is I'm trying to ravel, whatever you call it, the edges, and I'm saving these threads because our next day 26 says clusters and tangled threads. So I thought I would save the threads and and we could use those in that next prompt, which I might combine the video all in one. I'm not sure. Anyways, I just wanted to show you what I was doing. So I'm unraveling, and the other thing is I found this gold lace, and I think I want to put it right here below the stitching. Wouldn't that be pretty? And with that, I pulled out some gold floss, and this has some embroidery, but in some of it, let me see if you can see it. In some of it, you can go underneath these threads. Now these you can't because they're stitched like this, okay? But these kind of go up and down, so they're almost like they're a loop. This line and this line are like that. So I took this line and I'm trying to, like you do at the top of a tag, put the loop through and pull the threads through and make like I don't know, what do you call this? Frill, not frill. I don't know what you call it. But anyways, so I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and finish raveling or unraveling. And I'm going to show you real quick how I do this, and then I'll do the rest off camera. So I want to see if I can get you up close enough to see kind of what I'm doing. If I hold it right about there, okay. I hope I'm in camera when I do this. So here's my needle, and here is my thread. And in order to do this, you have to go down, okay, through. But you have to double up the thread like this and get it through the head of that needle, which is not easy. Okay? So we want to get it as thin as we can and get it through the eye. I'm sorry, I said the head of the needle. Try to get it through the eye of the needle. So how can I get that any flatter? I did it twice, but it took a lot of doing to get it totally flat and through there. Because some of it goes, but not all of it. Yeah, see, part of it did. It's like if I could wax it. But I don't have any wax. Otherwise, I would try that. Oh, I think I got it. It does take a lot of doing. Then you pull it through like this, okay? And you want to go down through the line of threads. So I'm going down. Let me see if I can show you. I'm going down through that thread. I'm holding it in the air, so I don't know how good I'm doing. And I pull it all the way through. Okay, I want that loop to be through. Then I can pull my needle out, okay? And this is what I've got. So then I'm going to take these threads and put them through the head of that. But I don't need it that long. So I'm going to alter the length. Pull it through. And then I want to really pull this one down. I don't need it, you know, maybe. And we can trim it. But if it's like that, then I'm going to take my scissors and cut it. And then I have to sit down for this part, but I think because I want to take these two pieces and push them through that loop. like, do I have them all through? Yes. Like that, and pull it like you were doing a tag. Oops, I got one loop. Okay, so that's how I did that. Okay, so I'm going to, just because it's time consuming, I'm going to try to do that part off camera, and I'm going to try to go around and see how that looks. And then we'll come back and we will put this on, see how our, what do you call these, like tassel-y things? Fringe. It's called a fringe. Okay. Wow. So I'm going to keep putting the fringe on, and we'll go from there. So I will be back once I get the fringe on, and we will put the lace on. Okay, I wanted to come back on and show you that I found in my pin cushion way down here in the bottom, I found a needle with a really huge eye. Can you see that? And I believe this might have been like a lace net darning needle. I'm not sure. Some sort of embroidery needle. It's very old. And it was stuck down in here. And I wanted to show you, I went ahead and cut lengths of this thread. And I want to show you how easy then it was to thread that. I mean, literally, you can just pass that right through the head. Okay. And then I was just putting it right through the stitch. And it is a wider needle, so it was a little bit harder to pull through some of the stitches. But in general, it was so much easier. The first few I did with that smaller needle, and it took me forever just to thread the needle. So if you have an option of a needle that has a larger head on it, it made it so much easier. So I'm just making sure that the loop is all the way through, and then going down. Now this stitch is also stitched down, so I've got about half a stitch to go through. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's going. It's a little harder to pull. Okay. And then I try to make sure that these two ends are about the same length. Grab a hold of them and then do it just like you do like the top of a tag. Okay, and we'll do the last one is right here. And we'll have all of our fringe on this pocket. Problem is, I'm not sure what journal I would use this for. So I think I'm just going to put the gold here, and I think we're just going to leave it at that for now until, I decide what journal I'm going to put it on, whether I'm going to add different colors, if I want to emboss something, if I want to add anything else to it, I think. But at least this way, I'm altering a pocket. Right? Okay, I did want to go ahead and pull a few more threads here though, to fray a little more. Okay, and then I can fray more later, but let's go ahead, and I want to take this needle and put it back in here, and now that I know where that's at, okay, and then we want to cut a piece of this gold. Oh, I love this. Okay, and I want it just to go from, I want it to go below this stitching here. So I want to cut it right about there. This is really pretty lace. I don't know where I got it, but I used it like crazy. It's just the right, you know, width for me that I like to do things with. And I don't know, I wasn't really sure when I bought it, but I do love it. Okay. So actually, I'm just going to use some, oh, I could probably stitch it, but I'm afraid. Yeah, I don't think I could catch the whole thing through the pocket like that. So we're going to use our Fabri-Tac. Sorry, I had to think about that just for a second. Okay, and I want to definitely be on my glue book here when we do this. So I know that I can put a line right here, right underneath the stitching. And then I'm going to put another one just below it a little bit. Okay, and then I should be, that should catch like these two lines of the lace, okay? And then if I flip these up, I should be able to put some Fabri-Tac right on the backs of these full areas. Oh, I love it. I love it. And like I said, if we use this for the front of a journal, and then we can put something inside of it. Oh, I love it. Okay, that's it. That is my, for now, until I know what journal it's going in. I could do so many things, put knots, put jewels, put different things on it, but I don't know where it's going to go. So I'm going to let it go at that, and that will be my altered pocket. And then we are on to, what's the next one? It says clusters and tangled threads. Well, we know we kept this thread, and if you've seen in my other videos, I save thread. So here's all my tangled thread. And we can make some clusters. I've got papers, so I'm going to get some stuff ready and I will be right back. Okay, so the next thing on our list is day 26, clusters and tangled threads. And we know that we have a bunch of these threads that came off of our pocket, but I also have a bunch of other threads. Now, I make clusters a lot of different ways. I include washi tape, fabric, papers. It depends on usually what journal I'm making at the time. So I thought in order to do threads, I'd like to maybe do some kind of neutral clusters. And so I wanted to come up with some pieces first. So I usually use some sort of a base. And I happen to have lots and lots of cardboard. Lots of it. Let's try to find ones that are the same finish. Okay, so these are kind of the same. And what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and glue some paper onto this, because I want this to be the back of them. I don't want this to show at all. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and glue. So get my glue book. And you know that when you glue something onto a box like this, it has this shiny finish. You should try to kind of sand it first. Let me find my sander. I just am roughing it up a little bit. It'll help the glue and the paper stick. And I try to sand like in a circular motion or go up and down and then across or something, just so that what small grooves you are making, they're not all the same direction. Okay. So we want to wipe those off, and I happen to have some paper towels right here. Look at that. Gross, gross. Isn't it funny that I do journals, but I really don't like making a mess? That's not true. I make a mess all the time when I make journals. What is really true is that I don't like to get messy myself. A little bit different, huh? Okay, I think that's good. Now I think I feel comfortable putting the glue on and that the paper will hold. So I'm going to just apply glue to these, and quite a bit of it. And then I want to lay this on here. And I'm going to do the same to the other one. Let's find kind of thinking that would work. Okay. And clusters, again, they're just small pieces that you can add to ephemera, add to a page. They're just a decoration. And what I love about them is that they give me the opportunity to use scraps. And I can use up some scraps. So first thing we're going to do is trim these. Let me get some scissors. I'm going to trim it out. And I've come to, after a few years of doing journals, I've come to the conclusion that I can't keep every single little scrap. So I do keep some, and I make that determination on my own by how much space I have, what I think I would use it for. I used to keep, honestly, everything, absolutely everything, every little piece of paper. And what I found is I was keeping stuff that I didn't necessarily use. So you have to make decisions when you're cutting paper, like what size you're going to keep. Okay, so now we start with this. Now we want to cut these into pieces that will make good clusters, okay? So there's really no way to know that. But I'm going to get my cutter. And I'm thinking if we do maybe 2-inch, but we want, let's do 2-inch by 2-inch, something like that. So I'm going to cut off First, I want to straighten this maybe. These, the cardboard came off pasta boxes, and I just cut it with my scissors. So, who knows how straight it was. Straighten it out. And then let's make 2-inch. What if we do 2 1/4? Do we have enough? Yes, we have enough to do 2 1/4. Let's do them the same. That looks like a straight edge already. So let's do 2 1/4. And these can be any size. They can be long and skinny. They can be tall. They can be little. They can be wide. They can be thin. Whatever you want. Now I'm going to look at these and see what we've got. So right now we've got about 7 inches. So if I do 3 1/2, maybe 1 3/4, 2, 4, 6. I think maybe 1 3/4. Let's see how that, I don't know. Let's make it 2. So this would be 2 by 2 1/4, I think it comes out to be. And then this last one, so we get 2 of the same, and then this last one, it is currently about 3 1/4. So 1 1/2 plus 1/8, about like that, would be about in half. Or do we just want to go ahead and do 2, and then I'll have a small one? That'll work. And I'll make a decision about this one later. Because I want to, let's just do all these like 2 inches. And I'm going to guess if you were compartmental making, you could make all of these pieces and put them in a little box or something, and then anytime you want to make clusters, you could just pull one of these as a base, right? Hello, I don't have a place to keep bases. Okay, so I have an idea. We have to incorporate our threads for sure. But I'm thinking that I want to rough these up a little bit. So let's use our walnut stain. And we're going to distress around the edges. Okay, that's a place to start so that I could try to think of where I wanted to go next. I think I want to take this and use my vintage photo and kind of, I'm thinking, if I use my acrylic block, and I just put some vintage photo right here, Can we even see that? Barely. Can barely see it, but it's there. And then if we put some water in there, and then maybe, oh, I like it. I'm going to get my glue book out here so I can set them on there, so because they're kind of wet. Let's just keep on doing that. I think I'm going to take these last two little pieces and just set them on there and kind of try to soak up some of that. Beautiful. And I'll just put these aside. Gorgeous. Okay. Now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and dry these and then I will come right back. Okay, so they're dried and I'm thinking that the next thing I want to do, this is kind of weird, but I have all these scrap papers right here. And I'm thinking I want to make something where you know, just lay these pieces across and then maybe sew up, and then you have this little, like, little piece that you can put on here. So I'm going to just set these aside and see if there's something I can build with this. Okay, so let's start with, let's just start with this here, and I want to lay strips across like this. All, whatever these strips are, they're all my scrap strips. Yeah, I think I like it. So what I want to do is I want to put a little bit of glue on here first, a little bit of my glue stick as I lay them across like this, okay? And I can overlap them. I can put a little glue on them, like if I want to do this, and I can overlap it. Okay, I'm back, and I've got this sewed. I sewed it a few times up and down, so you can see there's many rows of stitching here. And what I thought I would do is, when I was doing that, this fell off my shelf. And I thought, oh my gosh, we could also stamp on here. What do you think? Maybe with some brown ink. Let's see what happens. I have no idea what will happen. Let's just check it out. I don't know how much of this base is going to get covered up. Love it. Love it. See? Just added a little bit to it. Like I said, I don't know how much of the base is going to get covered up when we get done, but if anything doesn't get covered up, at least it'll look really pretty under there. Oops. Okay, very nice. Like it. Put it back up on my windowsill because I use that a lot. That's why it's up there. Okay, so somehow we want to use these on this. So I'm thinking we have 6, so we want to divide this in half. I'm going to use all of them on all of them. So if it's, let's see how long this is. It's about 7.5. So we want to go 3.5 would be about the middle. Like that. And then we want to do 3. 1, 2, 3. We could put that on the side maybe. Put one on the top. Put one on the other side. Let's do 1. 2, 3. Put this one on the top about there. This can all change too. Put that there. Put that there. So far, we like it. Okay, the next thing we can do is, I'm just like picking papers and making things out of nothing is what I'm doing. So I have seen Tony with Crafty by Tony do washi tape strips, and I'm thinking if I take neutral washi tape, so I've got all my washi tapes out here. I don't have that many, so can't find the, oh, I feel something right here. And I don't trust washi tape, so I'm going to put a little glue on it. So this is about 1.5, a little over 1.5 inches. So we're just gonna put a bunch of washi tapes on here. She does this when she makes her clusters. I think that's where I saw it. And just looking for neutrals. Well, this is a wide one, huh? That'll work. that. And then I have one that's got some faint music like on it. We could use that. If I can find the start. I have some other ones that are like black print, so we can pick some of those as well. Under here, let's see, we have, oh, we have something like this. I don't know if this is Tim Holtz or something, but we could use this. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to put that closer over here and get rid of the bad edge. There we go. Then it's a little crooked, but that's okay. That's okay. We can handle it. We've got some, ooh, like a measuring thing, but I don't want to put that right next to there. How about one like this? Should be doing this on my glue book because I'm getting glue on my, like that. And then we have, oh, I have a gray. Gray is pretty neutral. And what I think, I'm kind of thinking that we'll make the clusters, but we won't add any more embellishments like color-wise until I decide what journal they're going to go in. Got kind of a beigey color one. We could use that. Whoops. Everybody has their own like method when they're making journals of how they create things, but I have always in the past created ephemera in that as I make the journal. There's a blue. Oh, now we have this one that's got numbers on it. We can use that. This one, you know, so a lot of people make all their ephemera, not all of it, but a lot of it in advance, and they just, you know, they have a thing of tags, they have a thing of journaling cards. I have that as well because I, excuse me, I have participated in challenges in that, and so I've made stuff, but that would not be what I consider normal for me. But anyways, they'll go through, I think Gail Augustinelli does this, and it makes it so easy for her. It would not be for me, but it certainly seems to be for her. That she, like when she goes to do her Christmas journals, she pulls out all her Christmas stuff, and she already has Christmas ephemera made, and she just picks through that. And it's not that she doesn't use new stuff either, because she does. She does make stuff. but it's pretty cool that she just pulls from that. Okay, so now what I'm thinking is I want to trim this out right here. And that I want to cut this in strips like this, I think. Let's do it this way. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not sure where I'm going to put them, but we're going to put them on here. Okay. The next thing I like to do is you take any paper, and maybe I'll use let's try the big one. You take any paper, like, oh, not like throwing that out. You could take like this paper and just punch holes. Like that. You can do it with craft. Let's try this and see what happens with this. Let's break that up, and we'll use a piece here and a piece right here. And then what I have is a small punch we could use as well and make smaller holes on anything. Maybe this piece of blue we could make. Oh, I like it. But it's hard because it was one that I painted on. They don't even have to be uniform. It's nice if they are. If you have a crocodile, you could set your crocodile to length or whatever, and you could make them a lot more even than what I'm doing. So we'll take this one and maybe put it right here. And then we want one more with small holes. And I'm thinking, let's use this craft. And we'll just see if we can poke some small holes in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll put that one right there. Now we can get our little thread clusters, right? We've got some tangled thread here. Put that on there. We've got some, oh, this one's got some green. Let's use that on there. Then we have some gold colored tangled thread. Put that right there. Oh, so far so good. Oh, look at all this red. I wonder if we have enough red or stuff to go with red. Like this is red and gray. There's some more, another piece of red. And another piece of red. I could put that like right there. So we got those 4. And we have, oh, we have a lot. We have, this is an interesting piece because it's got some fabric in it. But we also have some brown. Ooh, we like that. This is like some leftover floss. We could, oh, there's some more down here. Okay, I like that, brown. Put that like right there. Okay, and then we need something here, and I'm thinking of this light. We have very light color, and that might be pretty cool. And this would be our tangled threads, right? Beautiful. Guess what, people? We are on a roll. So I think what we need to do at this point is go ahead and kind of glue these down a little bit. And then I will probably maybe do a sew like diagonal or something to hold everything on. So I'm just going to go around here and pick this all up and lay it back down after I put some glue on there. Good. Good. Don't need all that glue on there. And I'll even put a little bit here to maybe hold the threads in place, sort of, kind of. It's sticking to my fingers. Maybe that's not such a great idea. Maybe I just need to take them over to the sewing machine and sew them. Okay, I'm back and I've got them all sewn together. What I did is I went down and sewed all the paper on, and then I went back and added the thread. So all we have to do is cut them apart. Move back, move back. Okay. So this is what we have. We have our 6. So let me look in my drawer and see what we have that we could put on those to decorate them. We have a little flower we could put on. let me show you what I do with, when I fussy cut out flowers and I don't cut all the way to the edge, I usually take a marker, a alcohol marker. That's what I use. That one's a little too dark. There's light. And I go right around the edge here and I turn the white stuff a different color. You can use Crayola markers. My alcohol markers are right in front of me, so that's why I use those. Okay, and then we could glue that right on there. That would make a pretty cluster, right? Let's use our fabric glue, Fabri-Tac or whatever. Thinking I might want to just stick that right back there and then put something else here. Let's see what we want to do here. Oh, I know what I can put on there. We can try. Okay, let's put our Fabri-Tac on and we'll put this one right back here like this. And then I have these little roses. Let's see if we can put one or two of these on here. They would be kind of pretty. Oh yes. So let's pick 3. How about that? Oh, let's do 3 like that. And we will just put these right here with a little Fabri-Tac. Okay, and I am not going to decorate those. I have an idea of what I might use these 2 for, but I'm not sure. It's a journal coming up, so keep your eye out. Once we finish Dephemerember, we got a journal we're working on. Okay, so let's see, where's my... Why, there it is, my Dephemerember list. Okay, so we just did altered pocket and texture fragments. So we went ahead and altered this jean pocket that I think I'm going to have to use just the size of it. It would make a great topper for a journal. And I showed you how to make this fringe and to incorporate it in the stitching that's already on there. We could actually make, there is one more line of stitching that's similar to this one that we could put more fringe on or a different color or something. Anyways, so we did that. That's our altered pocket and texture fragments, which I have not decorated anymore until I know what I'm going to use it for. And then these are clustered and tangled threads. So let me just show you these real quick. And we made all the little elements that you could, if you wanted to do compartmental baking, you could make all those little elements and then pull them into the cluster. That's up to you. This is from the denim off of here that I frayed off of the pocket. That's pretty cool. And then this is the one that we decorated with a little pink paper flower and then fabric roses. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you to my subscribers, past, present, and future. I really appreciate you guys. You don't know how much. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I would love it. I'm trying to watch as many videos as I can, and if I can only leave a heart, just know that I did watch it and that I enjoyed it, but I just don't have time to sit and write comments on all of them. But I do want to support everyone like they have supported me. So that is day 25 and day 26 of Dephemerember 2025. Thank you, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.